he shouldn't have been on the streets. But ultimately, when it comes to justice for Gracie, it doesn't fall all on them, and that's what we want to get at.
Yeah, absolutely. So I figured what we'll do is we'll just take it from the top. I want to hear, everything that you guys have experienced with this. And then what we'll do is we'll make an article, put it out there, and we'll link the previous one so people have some references to what's going on.
Okay.
And then Bethany will plug what you're doing, and how people can help the family, and things like that. It should be super simple. So why don't we do that? Why don't we start from the top? What is your relation to Gracie? How did you come to know her and get involved?
Me or?
Either one of you. I'll ask the same question to both.
Okay. Well, I met actually through her mom. I am in recovery. I've been sober since 2018. And I was living in a sober living house for women in DeKalb, actually, ironically, on College Avenue, which is the same street that Gracie was murdered.
Right.
And Erica, her mom, she was like the house mom. She ran the house. And she was a counselor. She had like 3 different counseling jobs. And she would bring Gracie to work a lot. She was like 7 at the time. So I met her then. And then as she grew a little bit older, when I got the sober house, they were actually kind of my neighbors. They lived across the street from me. So Erica would come over and like have coffee with me in the morning and stuff. And Gracie would sometimes sit there and not babysit my son, like, me going out because she was so young, but she would,
Right.
like sit in the room and, play with him and stuff.
Now, yeah, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, same. I mean, I met Gracie it was actually through my brother. My little brother and his girlfriend had Erica over countless number nights till 3, 4, 5 in the morning. They used to all just smoke crack and act like a bunch of buffoons. I didn't even know Erica had a daughter. And then a couple months later, it was my other friend's daughter who was like 12, who's like, "This is my friend Gracie. It's Erica's daughter." So it was the girl that Erica was just obviously leaving behind anytime she went on her crack binges. And then throughout the next couple summers, being that I also am in recovery, I'm 8 years clean. But being that I was one of the fewer adults that was sober, Gracie picked me out as someone like a safe place. So she would come over, get food, shower, just all those typical things that she should have been provided at her mom's house, but wasn't. So
you were almost a surrogate father to this girl.
Yeah, she called me uncle.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Uncle Mike. That's how I was introduced. Actually, when we met, he didn't think I knew Gracie, and he was like, "This is my niece."
Yeah, I gave her that title, man. She was a sweet girl, and it's just a lot of neglect that was involved, and it wasn't just her mom; it was every single last adult in her life that she should have been able to trust. That just put her in multiple situations, which essentially ended up in her being in the one she was in.
Yeah, that's really, really unfortunate.
And when good adults and people, there's Beth, there's me, there's several other people and members of churches I know that I've spoke with, business owners that did try to step in and intervene, the school or Erica shut it down. There was no one's gonna help my daughter. If you got something better to offer her than I do, you're not gonna help her. And that was what killed her.
That's kind of how it was with her funeral too. Erica was extremely selfish with her funeral. If you pissed her off in any way, you were not allowed at that funeral.
Yeah, it's sick. It's and my brother is the same way. It was several people tried to. Erica was over there smoking crack with him, and several people tried to help my brother out and take my brother's kids and say, "Hey, dude, we will take care of your kids so you can see them." And my brother said no. if I can't take care of them, no one can. It's just the addict mindset, I guess, or self.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
almost
There
stubbornness.
were times where she would drop Gracie off for weeks at a time with other adults, but they were not sufficient adults. They were other addicts.
Yeah, there were other
Right.
addicts and sex offenders too. Like there was grooming going on. There was just all kinds of inappropriate influences.
Now that you bring this up, it makes a lot more sense looking back at the story. It's not every day that a 15-year-old falls through the crack that badly. So it makes sense that there would be drugs or some other there that's prevalent that's causing that. So that does make sense as a third party. And this was going on forever. This was like something that was, or is this like a sudden development in their family? This whole thing.
Yeah, and what I understand, there was just, like I already said, there was several. I don't know how many, but there was a few families and people that did try to intervene, and they got turned around. So
Yeah. Now, the legal case going on, I haven't really been following it. Have there been any developments? I know Dahl is arrested. I'm assuming he's walking free right now.
No, actually, he's still in jail, no bond. They
Okay.
still for fingerprints to come back on the laundry basket from the dumpster. He was found to confirm that they are the doll. So he's still, it's 8 months now, just past the 8-month anniversary, and we're still waiting for that. So I expect it to take 6 years upwards without problem, because in my experience, like with murder cases in the county in the past, it's been that long for just any regular case without issues. Also, I was told Dahl was found unconscious in his cell from like low blood pressure or something like that, something like with diabetes or something. And in his cell, they found, I guess, sorry notes to Gracie, which they have evidence now, I believe.
Wow.
an evil.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
was what was it? What was that?
Sorry notes to Gracie, like apology notes.
Yeah, he
That's
that dude Dow, he went to school with Dave. He was in like a special education class with Dave Matichewski, so he was in the slow class, from what I heard.
Yeah, he wasn't very smart. And I remember Gracie said that he introduced him as Terrence Lightfoot, and I remember that name when I, like, over 10 years ago, I remember that name messaging on Facebook, and I ignored it, but I remember it messaging me a lot because I knew that name. So he went by Elias.
So